All right, it's your boy Tom 202, and my heart is saddened today because I lost a friend. Didn't even know till it was up on Facebook, and then it's on World Star uh, as one of the Black Lives Matters uh, um, leaders here in Columbus, Ohio, killed himself, Sean McCarrel, and I'm hoping I'm saying that name right, and MARSHAWN McCarrel, excuse me. And I knew Marshawn when he was in high school. And how I knew him is because he used to come to poetry when he was still in high school. And I'm going to tell you something, you know, uh, for one, look, suicide is that, like, that's it. That's the end. That's it. We can't help you. We can't do anything for you. And let me tell you, that Marshawn was loved. When I saw him, he had the biggest smile on his face. And you know how people always talk good about people who are gone. I'm telling you that this is the truth. Like, if that person was rotten, I'd be like, hey, that was a rotten dude. Marshawn never left in England to me or to anybody else that I known that he was in that kind of trouble mentally. And he left on his Twitter that at least he got back at, the people at the State House because he shot himself in front of the State House. And he also said on Facebook that his demons won today. Everybody's got something bothering them. But Marshawn he never let me in on whatever was bothering. And I would talk to this dude, like, whenever I saw him, and I just saw him not too long ago. I was always happy to see this young man, because when it came to poetry and just his spirit, he was such an enlightenment. Like, there was no hate in this dude's body. And I didn't even know he was a big time Black Lives Matter activist here in Columbus, Ohio. Also, when he got out of high school, the dude was homeless. And I had no idea he was homeless. And I knew Marshawn then. He never let me in on anything because I would have been like, you can stay at my crib. Get yourself together. I would have, done what I could. We're all struggling, but I had a place. And heck, he could have crashed on my couch. I wouldn't have minded at all because he was that dude. He was a cool brother. And I'm telling you, I don't like, to deal with most people because they make false assumptions and they got stuff that you just don't want to let in your house. I would have let that dude in my house in a heartbeat. I had no problem with that dude. I mean, I had, like I said, you crashed on my couch. I mean, come on, man. Like, I cried when I saw that last night. Like, because, for one, I'm a believer in the Bible, and my beliefs on suicide, which really doesn't matter what I believe, but nonetheless, that's why tears came to my eyes, because of what I believe when it comes to suicide. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that because it's not about me. But I loved him. He was a inspiration to the community, period, to the world, if you ask me. Especially if you got anywhere close to him, you would know that this is one of the greatest human beings that you will ever be around, because like, you never heard this man complain. He was a blessing. It always done my heart some good to see this man. It always, like, when he's in high school, he was a blessing. I mean, even when he was going through his problems, he never, ever complained about what he was going through to not to me. And I saw him all the time. I didn't even know he was going through that. That's, you got people who are doing stuff and they're putting it on Facebook and, like, look what I done for this person. This dude is nowhere near that. Like, he started an organization that fed the homeless after he got out of being homeless. And I mean, and it helped thousands and thousands of people. Like when I say that this dude was for real a community leader at 23, he was a leader when he was in high school. When he came out to speak in front of us, you always knew it was going to be good. You knew it was going to be heartfelt. You knew it was going to be genuine. He never talked about, you know, women and what he could do with women, or he never talked about shooting and stuff on the street and all this other nonsense that a lot of youth are talking about. He never talked about beating people up and all that. He always uplifted. Always. Always. It's so uncommon to hear somebody who was his age speak with such positivity, even though he was going through hardship. I mean, and every time he spoke just like that. It didn't change from high school till pretty much when the day he died. So why he took his life, I don't know. I have no idea. But no, and the thing about it is he didn't do it in front of a crowd of people. When he took his life, the article said that nobody saw him. Nobody. He was never the guy who was out there for the fame. He was never that guy. He was never that dude. He wasn't selfish like that. When I see stuff on YouTube and how somebody went out and fed the homeless and then they have to videotape it and and see the guy's reaction, I can't stand those videos. I hate those videos. Because you could have done that without the camera. That guy didn't ask you to be on camera, or that woman. How about you just do it? And that's what MARSHAWN did. He just went out and did it. There was no ticker tape parade. There was no fanfare. There was no look what I did. There wasn't 1,000 YouTube videos and all this postings. It wasn't all look what I did for this person who's downtrodden. It was, I did it. Nobody has to know but me and you. It's between us. Hey, I'm hoping you'll take this blessing and bless others. That's what MARSHAWN McCARREL is about. And I just wanted to put it out there because he's gone. And it's so sad. So sad to lose somebody who was of such great value. And so young. I'm telling you, this dude could have ran for he could have easily ran for, House Representative or something like that, or House Representative in a few years. And I'm telling you, he would have won. And I used to work for the House of Representatives. They had a guy that came in there who was 18 years old when I was leaving. I worked there for a whole year for 4 different representatives, 2 on each side. They had a guy that came in who was 18 years old because the guy in his district thought he was just going to beat this 18-year-older, but that kid had a following because of what he was doing, and MARSHAWN could have easily done that. He could have had people come out in droves to vote for him. Like, this guy could have been I'm telling you, if he would have kept going the direction he was going, he could have ran for city council, House representative, state legislator. He could have been something huge. And I'm telling you, this guy was like a young Barack Obama. He was well spoken. He was gifted. He was well loved. He had his head on straight. He knew the direction he was going. So it's just a mystery. It's a mystery to anybody who was around him to why he took his life. It is a complete mystery. And like he said, the man had demons, and we all have dealt with them. All of us. All of us has dealt with them. And his pretty much got him. They got to him, and they got to him before we could. And that's the hurting part. This man was loved by so many people here and actually around the country, and not one of us was there when he took his life. Not one of us could have stopped him from pulling the trigger, because he did it with nobody around. And you know what? And now that I think about it, that's the only way he could have done it. Because if I would have known anything about that, I would have tackled that dude so quick, and I would have took that gun from him so fast. Like, are you serious? You are a black man who is doing what all black people should be doing, which is lifting up the community instead of tearing it down with this crooked music, with these stupid people on Instagram just wanting to show off their bodies, and just people not giving a damn about each other, with the police killing so many of us, with the sewage system in Flint and in other parts of the country, is not just in Flint. You're speaking out against all this, and people are listening to you. Do you know how valuable? If I spoke out about it, nobody's gonna listen to me. It's just not my position. My position is to support those who are speaking out about it. Support them. Get them what they need. If it's finances and I have it, support that. If it's food and I have it, support that. If it's a place to live and I have it, they coming into town, support that. There are support people. There are leaders. He is a leader. That's what he was. He had that influence. He had that blessing. My blessing is to support people. That's what I've always done. And I do it without going on YouTube and saying I've done it. That's what I do. I am a supporter. I support people. And I let the leaders lead. And I'm okay with doing that. I'm okay with being a servant of the servant. I like that position. That's what I'm here to do. He was a leader. If I knew what was going on with him, I would have been all over that. Me and thousands of people would have been all over that. So I'm just saying, to him and his family, I genuinely love to be around him, to talk to that brother in just a few minutes that we had. I loved talking to him. I loved him. I loved him. He was a great, great dude. And I'm so sorry to hear that this man is gone. Because I'm telling you, I would have drove across country to support this dude. I really would have. And I don't even like want to get out of bed to support half of the people that you see out there trying to get support. I'm like, you guys are corny and you're liars. This dude was the truth. And my heart is deeply saddened by it. And I'm hoping the Lord God has mercy on him. And hopefully he has mercy on all of us. And I'm telling you, if you guys, any of you are thinking about suicide, there's a suicide hotline pretty much in every county, in every state. There is somebody out there who loves you. If you don't know who that is, you can send me some information, and we will find somebody to get you together and realize your value. We will, I know a small group of people that I trust. And I'm telling you, when we get together on an issue, we support people. We get them together. And we go at it for whatever the issue is. Some issues are too big for us, but the majority of them are not. And we're not going to go and, somebody's physically harming you. We're not going to go after that person, but we will help you remove yourself from that situation. That's what we do. That's what we do. We do what we can. We don't have a lot of money. We don't have a big organization. We're just a group of people who live in a community that knows that there is trouble wherever you go. And we do what we can. We're just working stiffs like everybody else. That's all we are. And I just wish MARSHAWN would have let us know. I wish he would have let the poetry community, you know how powerful this man was in the poetry community? Like, nobody hated this dude. There was no hate towards him at all. It was all love. We loved him since he was from high school to when he died. We loved that dude because we knew he was going to be something more than the average person. We love to see it. And there are other young ladies and guys who are out there who've coming out of Columbus, Ohio, who we know are going to be more. We just know they're going to do big things. So, like I said, I'm sorry I just been going on. I'm just so sad about this. I'm so sad about it. Anyways, Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. Um, once again, the hotline for suicide. Find out what your hotline is. Find out if you can get out of your situation. Don't let the demons win. There's a church somewhere near you where you can find some help. And then there's, if it's not your family, then it's your extended family. People like myself who, you send me an email, you give me a shout out on YouTube. I don't know what I can do. But I know I won't just sit and do nothing. Your soul is what is. Your soul. Your soul is what is important. Your soul and your life, but your soul is forever somewhere. And your soul is what is important when you're looking at suicide. And I don't want to lose a soul to suicide. I don't want to lose a life to suicide. So I will do what I can to help with whatever resources I have. Watch out,